I was thinking, the last time we came to Florida to talk to you was probably the lowest point of your career in 2013 after you'd asked to be traded from Vancouver and they traded Schneider instead. And we sat in your house and you said,
did it feel like a divorce, that you were already divorced from the Canucks and you were...
Well, I use that analogy all the time, that's what it felt like, and I accepted it, and I was fine with it, and I had moved on personally. I mean, the only problem is she didn't, and she wanted me back.
Anyway, so I figured we owed you to come back here at what might be the highest point of your hockey life. Is this the pinnacle going into the Hall?
It's definitely up there, but for me, obviously, I think the pinnacle were moments in my career that I enjoyed that I'll never forget. I think those, for example, the gold medal game in Vancouver, the run with the Canucks all the way to the final, those are the pinnacles, I would say, of my career. But, this is just a nice way to cap it off and, the cherry on top.
So here's the thing. Part of your persona, your bit, is self-deprecation. On Twitter, in the bits you've done with me, how can you now be self-deprecating when you're a Hall of Famer? I think you need a new thing now.
No, I'll have a few jokes, I think, during my speech. I won't give them away right now, but there's always ways to make fun of yourself, and I think that's, for me, it was therapy, to be honest with you. I think earlier in my career, I had trouble handling criticism, when I wasn't playing well, that kind of stuff, and once I started doing that, I kind of realized that, there are more important things and not to take everything so serious, and it kind of helped me get over the hump.
Hall of Fame weekend is all about reliving your career. Biggest win of your career?
I think that's pretty easy. The gold medal game in Vancouver, just because of the setting more than anything, right? Vancouver, where I played in the NHL, it was in Canada, my home country, overtime. It was quite a moment that, to this day, every time I see it on TV every year, that the anniversary, it still brings me chills every time.
Biggest save?
It depends, right? Is it, you mean most spectacular save or the most important save?
Well, let's go two separate ones.
Yeah.
Like the Pavelski one right before the Crosby goals.
Yeah, I mean, there was an elbow save that, was a quick reaction. There was a one against Chicago in Game 7 in overtime on Sharp on the back door. If that goes in, it's over. We're on the first round again. So those are the two of the biggest, probably, saves, most important saves in my career.
What about just flat out best save?
There's one against the Kings in the playoffs. I think the puck went behind the net, and I kind of ended up in my net. And then Ryan Smith, Ryan Smith got the puck in the slot, and as he went to shoot it with my skate, I pushed off with the netting, and I just kind of made it like a windmill save. It's on YouTube, you can watch it.
Now it's you, so I have to do the other side.
Yeah.
The worst goal you've ever allowed.
Oh, there's a few of them, but the one that I think about the most, and just because I love the guy, and he was here last year, Jumbo Joe. It was in San Jose. I don't remember what year it was, but he dumps the puck in the corner. The puck hits the bottom of the boards and hits behind the net. And as it hits behind the net, it starts to climb the net. It goes on top of the net, and by that point I was like, oh my God. So I turn around to put my glove on it, it hits my shoulder and it goes in. That one's not on YouTube.
Well, you've asked them to destroy it.
I've deleted it.
I think I know this one too, most disappointing loss.
Yeah, obviously, I mean, it's the final.
We're going to play sad music during this part.
I mean, Game 7, but it's not just the Game 7. I think it was the games in Boston as well where, I felt that I was not up to par, and it was disappointing, especially before Game 6, because I had a feeling before that game where I felt good and I felt confident, and I thought going in that would be it, and then it ended up being a great game.
This is a multiple choice, just A or B.
Okay.
The weirdest you leave the game and have to come back in the game. There's the poop game in Anaheim, the famous one. But I think everybody forgets the game against the Leafs, where you get hurt, go to the hospital. Montoya comes in, gets hurt. You have to come back from the hospital. Which of those was stranger?
Probably the hospital one, just because I was in my suit at the hospital and I was back in net 15 minutes later.
So did you get a call? What happened?
I was actually on Twitter. And I said, I read that Montoya is down. I was like, oh my God, what's going on? And then I'm still following because I was getting, I think an MRI or an X-ray. I'm still following along. And then at some point they're like, oh my God, Scotty Upshaw's going in net. I was like, what? And then it was Mackenzie's going in net. I was like, oh my God. I told my driver, I was like, let's get back there as fast as possible.
I have another tough either or question for you. In baseball, you have to go in the Hall of Fame. They make your bust with a cap.
No,
so you
don't
have
ask
to
me
pick
that
your team.
question.
I know you're not going to tell me, but just
Yeah.
figure out some Louis way to answer it.
Listen, both franchises mean a lot to me. You know,
But it's Florida.
they're equally as important. They're equally as important, to be honest with you. I mean, I've had some of my greatest moments as a Vancouver Canuck. You know, at the end of the day, you know, I work for the Florida Panthers, and this is my home. So I'd probably say a Panthers jersey with a Canucks hat.
I like it.
Yeah.
You're going into the Hall of Fame because you had an amazing career. But I like to think that, you know, maybe it's what pushed you to the first ballot is what you talked about. People really like you because of your persona over the last decade. And so I thought that we needed to do a Hall of Fame thing on, first of all, Twitter.
Yeah.
Most recently, Canucks announced that BX signs a one-day contract, and you quote tweet, second worst contract in franchise history. Pretty good.
It's pretty good. I wanted to chirp Kevin, but at the same time, if I go directly at him, I know he's going to come back at me, so I chirped myself and I chirped him at the same time, so it was perfect.
Brilliant. The old "this is where the magic happened" Anaheim tweet.
Yeah, that was the actual one. I'm surprised.
The squirt hashtag and the poop emoji's good on that.
Oh, I forgot about that.
This was a fan who said, it would sure be nice to get a happy birthday from the world's greatest goalie.
Yeah.
And you answered, hey, Carey Price, do you mind wishing Nigeria a happy birthday? Pretty good.
Yeah, it was. That was
The
a few years ago.
self-deprecation again. Ryan Kessler tweeted in 2013, man who thinks big positive can conquer world. Man who thinks small will always be little fish in big pond and probably has small. And you responded, sorry about your penis, Ryan.
That's my favorite tweet of all time, to be honest. I think it's a little bit underrated. I'm a little bit upset that it doesn't get enough play.
So this is the one you'd put in the Hall of Fame?
That's my Hall of Fame tweet right there.
The penis tweet would be the one.
Yeah, that's the one. By the way, I don't think Ryan appreciated that one.
He did not like that?
He didn't like it. At the beginning, maybe now he can laugh about it. But at the time,
you heard about it?
He wasn't too happy.
But that makes it even better.
Yeah, that's
right?
why.
The other thing I think that makes you a Hall of Famer beyond hockey is the films that you made with us. Mm-hmm. And so I thought I would let you evaluate your performances and say which one was the most Hall of Fame performance.
Okay.
So we'll go in chronological order.
Can I interrupt you for 1 second?
Yes.
My kids love those videos, and they love to make fun of me about those videos. But
which one do they like?
My daughter loves the poetry one.
Okay.
Because I'm corny and all that kind of stuff. So.
And your son?
He likes all of them, but I think the one with the intern is a good one.
Okay. So I'll run through them.
Okay.
The first piece we did, first time I ever met you, was Jamie McLennan was your backup in Florida.
I don't know what Roberto would do without Jamie. He's really invaluable.
Yeah, and eggs too. I forgot eggs.
Oh yeah, forgot eggs.
Come on, 5 minutes. 5 more minutes. I'm trying.
Well, that was my first work as an actor there, so it was a little bit rusty. But there was a couple of good scenes I thought that I provided. The one at the restaurant where he was feeding me, I thought it was good expression, facial expression on my part. And then the one that my kids make fun of me about is actually when the Zamboni hits me and the reaction I had right before. It was a little bit.
There was some overacting there.
Yeah, it was a little bit Cobra Kai-ish.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Your poetry was beautiful.
Yes.
Is there a favorite poem or?
I think the Buffalo one. Human eclipse, rhinoceros hips. Who will laugh last when I slash your calf? Bring me peace, make it cease. Get your big ass out of my crease.
Do people, when you're out, say, "Could you"?
Can
do
you
you
recite
do you do readings at coffee houses?
Yeah, but I charge though. It doesn't come for free.
Then you called me with the idea of doing the Schneider thing, which I thought was great because it was in the heat of this intense media scrutiny. Luongo and Schneider, they must hate each other. And you guys did this bit about battling to be the #1 goalie.
The media blows this #1, #2 thing out of proportion. It's irrelevant to us.
Go ahead, man.
No, you go first, man.
No, it's this. Go ahead.
Okay. Come on! I actually love that one because, like you said, everybody thought there was some, but we were great friends, you know, and we pushed each other, and that's the key, I think, when you're a goalie and your backup. Like, you need to get along. You got to push each other, but you know, you can't like envy the other person because it just doesn't work. And we had a great friendship, and I really enjoyed doing that piece. Actually, it was fun.
What was your favorite moment in that one?
When I ran him over with the cart.
Right.
No, actually, you know what? I enjoyed the beginning part when you're kind of talking and then we're in the background and then all of a sudden, like, we just start fighting out of nowhere. It's kind of funny.
My favorite's the last one, the panel intern,
Yeah.
when you come and spend a weekend learning to be a panelist,
Yeah.
which is your dream.
Yeah, that's actually one of my favorite as well. I really loved that one. It's got so many funny parts, but the outtakes are the best part, I think. Every time I see that one, it's the best one.
It's just so stupid.
Yeah, but that's why it's great. It's funny and
Where's my coat handler?
Hey, Noodles, you remember Lou?
Sort of. We got some TV magic to make. Let's go.
Patrick Kane. They have really good coach.
Keep going. My contract sucks. Try that one. Just do it.
The panel intern shirt we got you, it was one of my favorite things. I hope you still cherish it. So we got your present to go with your panel intern shirt. There you go.
Wow.
Hall of Famer.
Should I wear this during the
induction
Okay.
ceremony, just to remind people all the time.
Sure. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Here you go, buddy.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.